These are the best uses for the new toys in LEGO Fortnite. Now before this video starts, I have to give a huge shout out to General Ronimus and the Modernist. Both of them put out the most incredible builds in LEGO Fortnite, and without them, this video would be so much harder to do because they were able to discover a lot of these tricks that I'm covering today. Now once I learned about this farming trick and how to just destroy all of the seeds that are out there to pick them up extremely quickly, I started to think, I wonder if you could do this when it comes to regular rocks, trees, and set up things just like they do with redstone in Minecraft, where you're automatically farming a ton of different items, which gave me the idea to do this when it comes to wood out in the wild. Now my Discord told me after I figured out or thought of this idea that the Modernist actually covered this theory and that it does 100% work. The theory that I thought of was, what if we put down a foundation and just like we did with the farming equipment, put a bunch of vehicle-based 03s around and then set up balloons on these with an activation switch? Are you able to sit here and set this up where a big bundle of trees are located that will continue to regrow and continue to farm this one patch or this one area? And what I found was this. So once I place down all of these with my activation switch, you can see I can break every single one of these trees. And if I break them a second time, I could break the stump that is underneath them as well. Now I didn't do this entire forest area here. I was just inside of Sandbox to test this. But what I found was that this 100% works, and you can give yourself hundreds and hundreds of wood and vine and anything else that comes in between if you set up a structure like this somewhere in your world. Now sometimes it doesn't feel like it is the most useful thing because you're using so many different types of materials to build this, but if these trees do regrow, you may never need to farm any type of wood ever again. And I could be wrong, but I think it's only the Star Wars area of the map that doesn't regrow your trees or rocks, and your regular world will regrow. Now this one isn't that useful, but inside of caves, you can place down a bunch of foundations onto the floor with a large or small balloon and do this exact same trick. It's not very useful because you can't move this very much unless we think of something to do with that, because typically it just falls over or messes up. In this case, I was able to actually get it to work, kind of useful, but for the most part, this isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it is nice to have just in case you don't want to waste the durability. Now, General Ronimus gave us a nice little trick here with an activated balloon that makes fast traveling even faster, because this probably works a little bit quicker than what your fast travel station does already. You're actually able to use an activated balloon to push yourself forward that moves a lot faster than what a regular thruster does on any of your objects. So when it comes to flying around the map, this vehicle that he created actually lets us move forward and turning left and right while using this as a fully operational aircraft. So feel free to pause this video at any time while trying to build this. But the first thing that we want to do is place down one dynamic foundation. Once you've done that, go into your floors and grab the ancient thin floor 01. Put that towards the center of the dynamic foundation and nudge it 4 spots in, while then placing 4 more of these on top of it. So it should be a stack of 4 nudges inside. Now let's use another General Ronimus tip right here when it comes to our thrusters and doing sideways build. So if we throw one of our thrusters on the very far right side of these floors, we're now able to do sideways builds on this piece of floor. So grab your balloon or your activated balloon, the small one, and try to line this up as close to that thruster as you can. This does get pretty frustrating and takes a little bit of time, but once you do that, place that and nudge that towards the center of those floors, so it should look something similar to this. Next up, we have to place medium fenders on the right and left side of this. So while still having that thruster in your area, you can do a sideways medium fender build on each side. Now for mine, I wasn't able to do this perfectly. It does once again take a little bit of time and gets very frustrating because you can't nudge this down into the spot. You have to stand in front of it and aim directly at the balloon in order to get this to line up properly. Once you do that, you're then able to actually nudge this somewhat into the right area so that you're able to place it. When you place these down, there can be a little gap in the middle like what I would have, but for the most part, you just want 2 sideways pieces of the fender that surround that activated balloon switch. Here comes the easiest part of all of this. We're just going to go and on top of this, Now here's the easiest part of all of this. Go into your floor section yet again, and we're gonna grab another ancient floor 02, which is a little bit thicker. Now we wanna place this directly over the middle of those floors originally and cover up that top area. Once we've done this, grab your steering wheel or your driver's seat and place that the opposite direction of what your activated balloon is, and then add 2 thrusters on the left and right side so that you can use those for turning. Once you've done this, take 1 activated balloon and put them into all 4 corners. I like to use the blue dots, but General Romulus used just the regular black or gray area that surrounds it. Now taking a wrench, let's assign every single one of these balloons and thrusters to different channels so that this works properly. Taking your wrench, you're going to change your right turning to be channel 1, your left turning to now be channel 2, and then that middle one to change into channel 3. All of these other ones will default at channel 4, so you don't really need to touch them. So now in order to drive this thing, it's actually extremely easy. Sit down in your driver's seat, and by pressing channel 4, it'll lift you up, and then to go back down, you would press channel 4 again. But now that you don't have thrusters, continuously pressing channel 3 is going to launch you extremely fast in whichever direction you're aiming. You see that I'm really just spamming channel 3 over and over again, which is why you see that balloon constantly poking out and it's still pushing me forward. Now we could just use our thrusters to turn ourselves and continue to push ourselves with this balloon extremely fast. Now this is a very easy way to travel extremely far distances extremely fast. Also, kind of seems to be faster than what a rift station is able to do. The downside is it's a little bit difficult to control if you're going too fast, so unless you're focusing on going in one general direction, I wouldn't recommend going its maximum speed. Now, I did try this on a ground vehicle and just absolutely destroyed the back end of it, so I don't know if you're able to do it, but if somebody's able to figure that out, definitely post a video. I would love to see it. Now, I'll be the first to admit that when I saw these activated balloons, I didn't think they were going to be anything other than just use for lifting your aircraft up, but seeing all of the different uses that we actually have with these, I've realized that these are probably the best overall item right now inside of LEGO Fortnite. They're so dynamic and can help you with traveling and also destroying anything in the game. Really, the only thing it can't help you with right now is building, but I guess if gathering materials is part of that, then it helps with that as well. So I hope that Epic keeps these balloons into the game and does not touch them in any way, shape, or form. Fun like this is exactly what the game needed, and I think that I speak on behalf of everybody when I say I have been having nothing but fun using and running around with these activated balloons. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace. YouTube thinks that you're going to like either one of these videos above, so click on one of them and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already.